Hello guys, hope you're doing well, practicing and playing guitar and having fun. In this video, I'm going to discuss one of the very basic and fundamental techniques of guitar playing, which is nothing but vibrato. Certainly, I have met a lot of guitarists, some of my students, they really want to work on their sweep picking, tapping, legato, and they devote a certain amount of time to that. But very few of them devote a bit time to learn the vibrato. I thought it'd be a good idea to discuss and share some of my ideas in this video based on vibrato. In this video, I'm gonna discuss different types of vibrato, techniques behind them. Let's deep dive into it. So the first thing is what is the vibrato? It's an effect consisting of regular pulsating change of a pitch. And guys, you have to keep two things in mind. One is the amount of the pitch variation you want to do and the speed with which the pitch is getting varied. So an easy word I can say the intonation and the rate of the vibrato, what kind of vibrato you want to prefer, slow or the fast. When you play a note on the fretboard, let's take D on third string as an example. You don't play the note just like that. You try to do something with that note and decorate that note. Probably I can use vibrato. So what I am doing is I'm bending the string and try to reach its next pitch and going back and forth between the raised pitch and the fundamental pitch. So, right, easier words I can say, I'm trying to do that. So, right, but while doing this, intonation is a crucial thing to consider. So you don't want to fall under that microtonal category. So be careful about the intonation. If you listen someone like Zakk Wylde, he has very aggressive wild vibrato, and if he is trying to vibrate the D note, the way he does, you almost can hear the E note somewhere in the vibrato, like right, so you can hear the tone above of the fundamental pitch somewhere in the vibrato. So if you are that kind of player, that might be useful for you. I like to call this one a wild vibrato. Now you may ask one question that should I bend up towards the ceiling or should I bend down towards the floor? I follow a simple rule for myself. For first and the second string, I always bend up, because if I bend down, I'll be running out of fretboard. Same logic for sixth string, I bend down. So for fourth, fifth and the sixth string, I bend down, and first and the second string, I bend up. And for the third string, it depends on my mood. One thing you might want to experiment with would be the rate of the vibrato or the speed of the vibrato. You may prefer very fast vibrato or you may like slow vibrato. For instance, if you listen to guitarist B.B. King, he has very fast vibrato. Probably he would sound something like this. So you can see that it's very fast. But you can apply slow vibrato on same idea. It might sound like Choice is yours, and you can choose and which one you like and which one you want to incorporate in your playing. But don't do it too slow. It might sound like seasick or something, like maybe this one. If you do it too slow, it sound like this. Which I don't like to use. If you are ending the phrase with a bad vibrato, even after you played your craziest lick, nothing gonna sound good, everything will fall apart and nothing can save you. So be careful with that. I can show you one example maybe. Come on, dumb. It's like falling on your stomach. So be careful and try not to do that. This kind of vibrato technique widely used in classical world. Perhaps you have seen some violin player using this kind of vibrato by moving their fingers horizontally. Because they cannot bend the strings because they don't have frets, and that kind of vibrato they prefer. And I have seen some classical guitar players also use that kind of vibrato. Guys like Alan Holdsworth, Brett Cassett, they are into this kind of vibrato technique. You find this kind of vibrato in their playing most of the time. And I really like the subtle effect of this vibrato and the fact that you can flatten the notes slightly by doing this vibrato, opposed to the previous vibrato we have discussed, like the vertical vibrato. You can always go back and forth between its fundamental pitch and the sharpened pitch. Here it's different. You can go back and forth between its fundamental pitch and slightly flattened pitch. So how to do that? While doing this, let's take the D note for example. I just squeeze the note between the frets and you say the movement this way, more horizontally rather than this. So and while doing this, you have to keep one thing in mind. While doing this, your thumb should be exactly the opposite of your middle finger of left hand, like this. I don't know if you can see it. I try to do with this position, like this, like, yeah. I don't know how much you can hear because I'm using mobile camera and mobile microphone to record the whole lesson. So if you have any doubt, please let me know later if you can listen or not. Anyway, so I like to use this vibrato, as I said, because of its subtle effect and by the fact that you can flatten the pitch, going back and forth between flattened pitch and fundamental pitch without using the whammy bar. So I play an example maybe, right? This vibrato is very unique on its own. As soon as I play this vibrato, you might think of a very popular guitar player. So it sounds like this. It has very circular movement opposed to vertical and the horizontal. And yes, you're right, that's nothing but the stepwise technique. Stepwise prefer this kind of vibrato most of the time. So first time I heard this one, maybe. And what's that? Wow, man, that's the circular vibrato. First time I heard the Stepwise song. This particular vibrato technique has a spatial advantage, since it has a circular kind of a movement. So you can go back and forth between slightly flattened pitch, its actual pitch, and there's slightly shortened pitch. So yeah, it sounds like this. Another unique vibrato I'm going to discuss here. This vibrato technique is used by Howe, and I've seen Tom Quell and Alex Hutchings. They also use it time to time. So probably you might heard of this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one. So like. So what's this? It's visually it might look like one Indian guitarist trying to play gamaka, but sonically it's more like that fast, aggressive vibrato. But instead of using string bending technique, we are using slide. So it has a different effects as a sound. So the principle remains same, just going back and forth between two pitches. Right? Let's take D flat and the D, so you are going like that, right? So it's a little fast, and I like this kind of vibrato, and sometimes I try to use in my composition. Maybe it's while executing this particular vibrato technique, you have to keep one thing in mind, that your thumb should be relaxed and as free as you can keep. So that will help you to do this kind of movement. Right, so I try to put my guitar like that. Hopefully you can see it. Right, it might touch the fretboard, but it's very relaxed. It's not acting as a break, so it's not acting as a break. So, and you can keep like that maybe. Right, and try it with the different fingers. Or and different strings also, maybe this one. I really like that idea of using vibrato on chords. I remember first time I heard this one. The Red House Woodstock version. The way Hendrix was arpeggiating the note and using the vibrato on it, it sounds very elegant and musical to my ear. So you can use either circular movement or circular vibrato or vertical vibrato, whichever you may like. But you have to have this kind of movement while executing this kind of vibrato. But I have a different take on applying vibrato on chords. So what I like to do, for instance, let's take a suspended fourth chord. I pick one note from the chord, this case maybe E, and vibrate that while rest of the notes are staying still, so without the vibrato. So and of course, if you want to vibrate the whole chord, you can do this kind of technique, right? Like Bill Frisell does. try to apply different vibrato techniques, and you try all of them and you decide which one you like, which one you don't like. But try to use to generate most musical effect you can get out of any technique. I hope this information will be helpful for you guys, and thanks guys for staying till now, watching this video till now. And one thing I like to mention, that I haven't explored the possibilities of doing vibrato with the vibrato bar or the whammy bar. I think I need a separate video for that, which I'm going to do very soon. And signing off as of now, so practice and have fun. Cheers guys.